What's up, YouTube fam? Welcome back to the channel. If you watched yesterday's episode, you would have saw that our play yesterday was taking cash secured puts on snow. And as you can see, the cash has been secured. The position is closed. There's nothing else to do. But let's go through the position. I have SMCI open because that's been obviously a big part of our week if you've seen the previous episodes. But, basically what I saw that snow, it looked bullish to me, right? Like it looked like it's been trending up. Obviously it bottomed out. I always like to use the weekly when I'm selling options because the expiration is, on a Friday. So I usually think the weekly is a great chart because typically, we're either going to exercise or we're going to, collect some premium and no harm, no foul. Now, obviously I could not have predicted it would have done this, right? So the question is, how do you capitalize on big moves? How do you make money without predicting, right? Because a lot of people, I think they get that wrong. They think that in order to make money in the markets, you need to be this trading wizard and able to predict moves. And it doesn't need to be that crazy, right? Like obviously we've all heard the saying, time in the market is better than timing the market. In this case, I'm not trying to time anything, right? I'm just looking for the juiciest premiums to make some money off, right? And I knew that snow was going to be juicy due to the fact that it had earnings. Now, I decided on the strike because to me, this strike was at the bottom. I figured if it was going to sweep the low, then, I would have to... Listen, I figured that this was the best strike in terms of being able to collect premium and having a safe distance away from, where the stock was, right? Because you don't want your strike to be too close because then you're stuck buying at a high price, and you don't want it to be too far because then the premiums are not going to be good. So, when I took the position, I was well aware of everything I was getting myself into because, a lot of people are going to say, oh, your risk management is terrible. Oh, you got lucky. Listen, we can call it luck, but the reality is I was prepared for this to happen, right? Because in the end of the day, earnings sent it this far up, right? I was prepared for it to send it this far down. If it did, guess what? We would have collected our premium. We would have then had 100 shares of snow, and we would have sold covered calls next week and the week after and the week after, and just kept going until we eventually made our money back. So, I wasn't scared for it. I was ready for it. I wasn't. In the end of the day, right, I will stress this every day on this channel that we're doing this to be sustainable and grow long term, which is why we're doing it on stocks we trust. We're doing it on stocks that have proven themselves, right? If we look at Snow's earnings, it's beaten earnings almost every single quarter since it's been tracking on, TradingView. If you read into the company Snow, it's a very well-known company, very popular company. It's a company we're not afraid to hold for a long period of time. That's the number one part of selling options, because if you're stuck holding, a stock that's going bust, you're going to lose all your money, right? So it's very important you're doing it on stocks that you can trust, and then finding ways to maximize your earning potential and maximize the premium that you can collect. And that's how, we've been able to do 6% this week. And since we've started the the challenge on November 6th, we've done 13%. When I started this, I was expecting to do 10% a week. So to be at 13% 2 weeks in and on pace to hit 20% our first month. Listen, I don't want to sound naive, right? A blind squirrel can make money in this market. It's very easy to make money when everything's going up. But we're doing things in preparation for things to go down, right? And that's the difference. I've experienced, multiple bull cycles, multiple bear cycles in crypto. I've experienced, all of COVID. I was an investor. I've seen what the market can do to people, right? I've seen how quickly it can ruin lives. I've seen how quickly it can make people extremely wealthy. So that's why when I started this as a way to, one, generate income from premiums, but two, to mitigate risk as opposed to just buying stocks and holding. Because yes, in a lot of cases, you will make a lot of money buying and holding, but I want something where I'm going to make money no matter what's happening, right? And of course, in option selling, again, had snow gone against us and earnings sent it 30% down, then yes, it would have been a very different story because our account would be down a lot, but we would hold the premium, hold the shares, and wheel it until eventually we made the money back. And even if it would have taken 3 months, 6 months to make it back, we would have made it back. And that's the moral of the story, is in the long run, I truly believe in cash secured puts into covered calls and you're going to make a lot of money that way. I truly believe it. I truly believe that in the long run, this will be more profitable than really anything because of how much you're collecting in premium. You're allowed to make, I've made 13% in the last 2 weeks, and that's just off premium, right? So when the case comes that I'm in covered calls and the stock is rallying up, it's going to be a lot of money when you consider, even a move like snow. It's like if we would have bought covered calls, we would have been up, a lot more than what we made on the cash secured puts. But the reason why we did the cash secured puts was to protect ourselves in case it fell down and give us some room, right? Because, from here, from 129 to 124 is, it's not the highest percent, it's only 4%. A lot of times our premiums are, 10% away, 10%. On SMCI, it was like 40% away, right? So we're giving ourselves that ability, that leeway, that wiggle room, where if it does go against us, we're not just absorbing loss, right? So in the case of snow, it would have been like $500, right? Because 100 shares, so 129 to 124, it would have saved us $500. We still would have lost a couple thousand had it, made this exact move against us. But, it's protecting us over the long run. And that's just the essence is, anyone can make money when the market's going up, right? Right now, we're only up. It's funny, right? Because I say only up 13% in 2 weeks. The best hedge fund managers in the world are doing 10% a year, 20% a year. It's like, we're talking about 13% in 2 weeks, and we're saying only. Now, listen, it's a very interesting time in the markets, right? You got meme coins where people are turning $1,000 into $100,000 in a week. You got stocks that are just exploding left and right. 0 date on every day of the week, which wasn't always a thing. So it's just, there's so many ways to make a lot of money super fast, but there's also so many ways to lose a lot of money super fast. And ultimately, as long as we continue to sell options on great stocks, start with cash secured puts until we're forced to, hold the shares and then do covered calls, there's really no reason why we should lose super fast, even if we have a massive earnings play against us, even if there's a black swan event where the market completely crashes. This should protect us and outperform almost every strategy over the long haul. So it's only been 2 weeks and we're up, 13%. This isn't something that's going to make us 100% a week, right? It's not going to make us incredibly rich overnight. But in the long run, I'm just very confident that this is going to be one of the best ways to maximize gains while limiting our losses. And listen, I know when you look into option selling, they say, oh, your gains are capped, but your losses can be infinite. The only way your loss is infinite, right, is if the stock actually goes to zero. And yes, your gain is capped on each individual play, but you're going to win 9 out of 10 trades as long as you do it the right way. So, there's really no world where you should go on a crazy losing streak with option selling. It just wouldn't make sense. The game is just rigged for you as much as it's rigged against buyers. And that's that. So, we're going to be wrapping up our best week. I think I'm calling it a week here. I don't think I'm going to take any more plays. If I do take a play tomorrow, it won't be for tomorrow's expiration. It'll be for next Friday. So I'm done taking anything that's expiring tomorrow. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys have enjoyed the channel so far. I hope you guys have learned a lot. That's all for this video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for the next video.